Hello guys, this is Zhicheng from the Tech Revolutionist. So today I'm going to teach you how to install Windows 8 on your machine. So firstly, with the previous video that I've shown you, you should have already your installation Windows 8 installation media. So over here, today I have a thumb drive which is made using Windows 7 download tool. And before that, I need to know if you have already backed up your system. So if you decide to actually do a reformat to the whole computer, you can actually skip these steps. But if you want to do a dual boot, in the case that if when you switch on your computer, you can choose between your Windows 7 or Windows 8 and retaining all the data in the current Windows 7 computer, you have to follow these few steps before the actual Windows 8 installation. So do take note that if you want your Windows 7s to still have all your files, you have to follow these steps as well. And so firstly, we have to click on Start, then you move on to the computer, right click on it, click on Manage, not Properties, Manage. Then on the left hand side, you'll see something called Disk Management. Click on that. It's under Storage, just in case you can't see it. Just wait a while and let the system load out all your hard drive information and all that. So over here at the bottom, you'll see all the current storage devices that is connected to the computer. So over here, this 0 is my main hard drive where all my operating system is installed. So let's say this computer is currently installed in C drive, and I want to actually shrink my C drive and have some extra space for my Windows 8 installation. So I can just simply right click on this, and okay, let's say I'll choose my E drive instead, but you can choose your C drive, and right click on this, and there will be probably something called shrink volume. If this setting this option is not there, you'll probably have to reformat the whole computer and do a good backup before installing both Windows 8 and Windows 7 altogether. So you can click on shrink volume. So I'm essentially reducing the size of this current partition and creating a new partition for my Windows 8 installation. So it will take a while to let it find out the available space that I can shrink my current partition. So currently I can shrink like 78 megabytes of this is 78,000 megabytes of extra space, so I can shrink it. So it's probably 78 gigabytes left for my E drive. Is it 78,000? Not sure. Just give it a while to load and repartition the whole E drive that I have. Okay, so now we are done with it. Now E drive is currently at 70.12 gigabyte, and I have something called unallocated space. So this is where I'm going to install my Windows 8 on. So after, I'm not going to format that partition, I'm just going to restart the computer. So to take note over here, as there may be some difficulties getting you to boot from the USB drive, which is shown here. So what I mean by boot from the USB drive is that we are trying to load files directly off the USB drive instead of your normal hard drive where your current operating system is stored. So with that, we have to enter into your so-called boot menu. So when your computer's logo first come out, it will sometimes prompt you to actually it will prompt you to actually choose some settings. So sometimes for F1 it's BIOS options. We are not going to that. We are going into something called the BIOS menu. So I actually missed that option just now, so I have to restart everything. I'll just show you everything again. So for example, enter to pause. Okay, for example, what I have now is it says F12 to choose a temporary startup device. So I'm going to choose F12 and boot from my USB drive, which is shown over here. Enter. Then for the first time you actually see the Windows 8 logo. So actually installation of Windows 8 probably will take around the most 20 minutes or something like that. I'm going to show you through the details and how we are going to do it. It's not that difficult really. So first you'll meet this page which prompts you the language that you want to install your Windows 8 in. Then you click on install now. Then you ask for your CD key. So this CD key is actually it comes from the previous, if you remember the previous video that we have shown you, it comes from your DreamSpark account, so you can find your CD key there. Then you can key in the CD key. Once everything is keyed in, just click on next. Then you'll verify your CD key to make sure it's valid. Then you have to press on I accept the license terms and press next. Then you click on, this is the main thing, we don't want to upgrade unless we want to do a fresh install. So you click on custom. Then over here you'll see something similar to what you have done on the Windows disk management settings just now. So we have this unallocated space which is of 76 gigabytes. This is where we want to install my Windows 8 on. So I just click on this drive and then click on next. So the computer will now try to copy all the files from the USB drive to the local hard disk. So next time you don't need your USB drive to actually start up your Windows 8, and everything will just run directly through the hard drive. So it'll take quite some time. Normally probably 15 minutes for this. So now the copying of the files and installation is almost done. So you restart the computer, will actually restart automatically. So when you start up your computer again, or when the restart takes place, you'll realize that you can have the option to choose between Windows 7 or Windows 8. So for example, now I should be able, okay, so I actually booted Windows 8 directly in. So oh well. Alright, I guess I shall finish the installation first, then I'll show the Windows 7 and Windows 8 dual boot. Yep, this is where you see your Windows 8 and Windows 7. So by right, you'll have a timeout. So just now I didn't press anything, so it will automatically put into Windows 8. But if within that 2 or 3 seconds you choose to start from Windows 7, it will boot from Windows 7. And just now, all the files that I have will still be there. Nothing will be erased. So yeah. So this getting devices ready prompt will only take place for the first time when you first start your Windows 8 system. So actually installation takes place quite quickly, faster than what I expected. Probably it took around 8 minutes or 7 minutes or so. So after installing all the devices, you'll restart again. So probably I can show you the boot menu again to choose between Windows 7 and Windows 8, just to clear things up. So probably it will be here. Let's see. Yeah. So you can choose between Windows 7 or Windows 8. So let's choose Windows 8. So you'll continue the installation continue the first time installation. So the interesting thing about the first Windows 8 installation is that it actually guide you through how to use Windows 8, because probably for a laptop that isn't touchscreen, it's quite difficult for the first time to get used to the new operating system with different kinds of gestures and all that. But once you get used to it, probably in a week's time or something like that, then you really realize how good this operating system is. So in order, first you'll have to personalize your computer. I'm just going to call this computer. My PC name will be called computer. I'm going to choose light blue probably. Click on next. Then I have to choose my wireless, but currently I'll connect to a wireless network later. I'll just use the express settings. Then I'll just put in the username. Computer. No password for now. Oh, so your username can't be the same as the PC name. I'll call it username, then click on finish, and you'll be finalizing my settings. Okay, so this is where the tutorial starts. I'll let everything run through and let you understand how to maneuver with the new Windows 8 yourself. And there you have it. You have successfully installed Windows 8. So now the next step, there's two things that I actually need to do that I recommend you to do. Firstly, you have to activate your machine. If not, you'll see this watermark over here which says Windows 8 Pro build 9200. So in order to activate, just always move to the right and click on the search button. If you want to search something, and click on search for activate. It won't show anything. And my video camera ran out of memory. Alright, so I was saying, when you type in activate into this bar, you won't see any results because you're currently searching for apps. This is one of the unique features for Windows 8. So you have if you are searching like the keywords inside settings, just click on settings, then you can see that what you want is really here, activate Windows. If you are looking for like apps which has the activate name in it, so you can move on to store, or probably I don't have it now because I don't have internet. Store is here. Then when you click on store, you'll start the store and you'll search for an app called activate in store. So let's go back to settings and click on activate Windows. So firstly, you must have internet connection. If not, you can actually activate by phone, but I won't activate now, so I'll just let you know the procedure of how to do it. The next important thing to take note of is to install drivers. So drivers are actually software that makes your hardware work with Windows 8. So in order to go into to install drivers, or to make sure that most of the essential drivers are installed, I have to go to something called go to a menu called the device manager. So I go on the settings again. Device manager is right here. So as you can see, there are definitely some drivers which are yet to be installed, which is a video controller, biometric coprocessor, and another unknown device. So this biometric coprocessor is actually my fingerprint reader. So if I don't install that driver, then my fingerprint reader won't work. As if you realize that my whole Windows is actually pretty choppy. As you can see some kind of delay when playing around with this. it's kind of a little bit laggy is because your video controller drivers are not installed. So in order to install your video controller driver, all you need to go to is the manufacturer's website. So for example, currently I have IBM ThinkPad, which is a very old model, so I can just go to IBM's or even Lenovo's website actually to download the drivers, and most probably they'll have all these drivers. And probably this is the only tough part, but as this is very old model, so but it works perfectly well as well using the default drivers using in Windows 8, but just won't get to have that full experience. Other than that, I guess newer computers, like if you're running on a Core i7 or Core i3 or Core i5, the Core series of processor, that the laptop it runs on this processor, there shouldn't be a big issue. So if not, the simplest step is to connect to the internet, which is seen over here. Connect to the internet. Okay, so I won't connect now, and double click on this, then you can say update driver, then you can say search automatically for updated driver software. So just click on this and the computer will actually search up on the internet for the drivers to be automatically installed. So actually there isn't really anything much that you should actually be worried of. So other than installing drivers, which is probably a more difficult part, you can probably send me an email if you need help finding the correct drivers and installing the right drivers. So now I'll probably show you that you can really go back to the actual Windows 7 setup just now, just in case you worry that your files will be gone and something like that. Let's go. So probably by right now I can plug this out. I don't need this at all, and it will still work very well as it's now installed in my hard drive. And actually Windows 8 is so much faster as compared to my Windows 7. Alright, let's choose Windows 7 now. Enter. So here we have it, we are in Windows 7. So here you can see that all my files are still intact, nothing has changed. You can now have the best of the last generation OS and the best of the current OS, which is Windows 8 and Windows 7. So thank you, that's the end of the video. Do subscribe to the channel if you find my videos interesting. There'll be more interesting tutorial videos coming up, probably an inbox session as well, so do take a look out for that. Subscribe, Facebook, Twitter, visit us on the site, things like that. Yeah, see ya.